And then so you get a call from what, Suge Knight, and saying, we want you to come to Death Row?
Well, no, we didn't go to Death Row right then.
Okay.
We went to Tommy Boy.
Okay.
We did 2 records on Tommy Boy, and then we went to Death Row.
Okay.
You know, after we came back from Tommy Boy, after we, you know, we did the 2 records with Tommy Boy. So we did the record Time Revealed, and then we did Legends, and then we were gonna do Diary of a Drug Dealer on Death Row.
Okay. So you did the 2 at Tommy Boy. Yeah. You end up leaving, and you kind of took like Daz's place over at Death Row.
Yeah. Well, I was vice president at Death Row at the time when Daz left.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you
I did the same thing I did there at Ruthless. So I was head over production, head over all music, whoever got signed, why they get signed, you know, grooming them, everything, what the marketing would be, everything that, you know, a VP of music does.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Same thing I did at Ruthless, but just at Death Row.
So who was left when you went?
Well, it was no one left.
There was no one left.
But we had records on Dog Pound. We had some records on Snoop.
Okay.
So we did a Dog Pound record, and then we did Dead Man Walk, and we put that record out. And then we were developing Crooked Eye. Lisa Left Eye we were signing Lisa Left Eye, and then Above the Law. Yeah.
Okay.
That was the roster at the time. And then we had some other stuff that we were developing, you know. But yeah, we were trying to get Ray J at the time. We couldn't get Ray J. Ray J was really signed somewhere, and it was hard to get him. But we ended up getting Lisa Left Eye.
Okay.
So it was Above the Law, Lisa Left Eye, and then Corrupt came over.
And then so your tenure there, like while you were there, is that when you got arrested?
No, that's after I left.
After you left Death Row?
When I stepped down as vice president of Death Row, because I really made things really good between Jimmy Iovine and Suge. And Suge kind of came home from prison and undermined everything. Mm-hmm. You know, everything that I worked for, you know what I'm saying, to be in good graces. And it all had a lot to do with his issues with Dr. Dre, which had nothing to do with me. I was just focusing on trying to make Death Row happen again. Yeah. And just too much of that, me and him butting heads, you know, we kind of like, you know, when it comes to that, you know, I'm real strong in trying to keep our business, you know, together when I feel like the business, because I'm in the music business. I'm not in it to be a homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We could be homies.
Yeah.
But I'm in the music business. I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, that's how I'm cut. And then when I say businessman, I don't want people to think it's a squared up situation, because that's where the people that I hustle with in the streets, they say focus on the business. Fuck the other shit.
Yeah.
Fuck the gang. Fuck who on this side, who on that side. Motherfucker need work, you go serve them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you understand it's a business. Don't get into that. So I never got it when I took the same attitude of the bosses that, you know, I came up under into the music industry. So the same thing. I was like, well, that's, you know, Jimmy Iovine is like, you know, El Chapo of the music business, basically, you know. Shoot. You know, we need that line.
Yeah.
You fuck that line up, deuces.
Yeah.
I know we need distribution. So if I'm gonna make it right, and you gonna fuck it up, what am I here for? Yeah. So I exited that. I started developing my company at the time, which was Westworld Records, which we were developing a record called Sex, Money, and Music, on Above the Law record. Single went #1. I went back into the streets and I was hustling, you know. One of my cohorts, one of my business partners, you know, we were doing some stuff, and I ended up getting caught up, you know, on his indictment. It wasn't even my indictment. I got caught on his indictment doing business with him, and got caught up with about 13 people, you know, and the rest is history, you know. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd already left about a year. That was about a year, because they investigated me for 2 years. So that was like 2 years after I left when I got indicted. So, okay. Yeah, I was already developing a new company. Me and Cam G and DJ Cass had already developed a whole new sound, a whole new situation. So we were kind of like, you know, moving on. And I put out In that process, between that process, you know, I put out a solo album, Executive Decisions, which was on Westworld. I put out Rich Thugs, which that's on Westworld as well. So we put out records.
Yeah.
You know, and then we were putting out the Sex, Money, and Music album, and, you know, then I got incarcerated. And at the same time, DJ Chaos, he got a case in the state. I got a case in the feds.
So how long did you end up doing?
I ended up doing 3 years.
3 years.
I was convicted for 5, and then I ended up getting on a program when I was in there and got good time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Like, how was it, like, being locked up? I mean, you know, you go from all this money, all this fame, being the man, and then you just, like, lose your freedom.
Well, for me, it was more like I had to do time.
Yeah.
You know, so I just wanted to be an inmate. I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to have my mind set on, like, I just left a big-ass crib and cars and living a life. I just wanted to do my time, you know, because that would have been hard for me. So, which was really hard for me, you know. Kind of being away from my kids was the hardest, you know, because at the time, my youngest, he was really young, you know, and he's the baby. You know, my daughters, they were like in their first couple of years of high school, and my oldest daughter, she had just graduated, so, and she was going off to the military, so I hated because I wouldn't be able to be there for them. I didn't really trip off the materialistic stuff because I know I can always gain materialistic shit. I don't really care about that shit. And then, you know, making music. I didn't make any music when I was in there.
Yeah.
As far as, you know, making music like, oh, I want to go to the studio. I just felt like I just needed to do my time, you know. And I think that was pretty much the hardest part. You know, my ex-wife left me, you know, that was fucked up. You know, so stuff like that, but not really the things, you know, not really the life. I didn't really kind of cared about more of the personal stuff, being away from my family and stuff like that, man. You know, because what people don't realize when you come from there to there, everybody's on the same level. You know, this ain't Goodfellas and somebody in there frying up steaks and eating lobsters and shit. You eating in the chow hall like everybody else. I don't care how much money you got in your books. That's how it is, you know. Now, you might have a little bit more of and a little bit, you know, you might get a little bit more out of the chow hall because you got, you know, you big boss, but you don't have your own wing at the prison, you know. So my first year I was in there, I was at a place that was like, you know, it was medium cool. Then I end up going to a camp, a work camp. It was sweet. Government shut the camp down, reclassified everybody. And I tell you, the most devastating thing I could say that happened to me when I was in prison, and it was in process of getting reclassified, going on Con Air, going through El Reno, the way they treat you is just uncivilized. 10 hours on a bus, water and crackers type of shit, man. Fucked up, you on a plane, cats with M16s.
Wow.
That kind of shit, man, it's fucked up. The government, and the government has a way of getting in your head when you go to their jails.
Yeah.
You know, it's more organized in the state, but it's really, really, they impose their will on you. The judge sits really high when they convict you. When they ship you, it's like a military exercise. Yeah. It's set up to intimidate you. Wow. Totally, man. Wow. Yeah. You want to really, you really want it, deal with that. Yeah. You know, they don't have a hole. What they have, it's called diesel therapy. They put you on that and they fly you all around, and everything that I'm talking to you about happens to you for the next 6 months if you fuck up. Wow. Now they have a really way of intimidating you, man. The government is something else with their.
So you get out prison. Do you get back on tour? Do you?
Yeah, I did. Well, when I got out, we were trying to redevelop everything like for us above the law. But really it's just kind of like just getting out and getting back to life, you know, getting with my kids, getting with my family, getting with that, you know. I couldn't travel. I was restricted for like 3 3 years, and then I was on paper for 5 years. So I didn't really do anything, you know. So we kind of like chilled, you know what I mean? For the most part, we go out when we can go out, but I couldn't really tour because they wouldn't let me travel like that.
Yeah.
You know, because the feds have probation, they don't have parole, but it's just like it's just like parole in state. When you're on federal probation, it's like state parole. So you restricted to travel, you got to keep a bullshit job or go to school or you know, or walk dogs, whatever it is. Got to be doing something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're real strict with it. They pop up at your house at any point in time, just like parole.
Yeah.
Because they don't have parole, they just have probation. So I kind of like let that run its course, and then I started going out. Then we started doing shows. Me and KMG started doing shows, and then I released another solo album on my label, and I went out with ICP on tour.
Yeah, how'd you hook up with those guys?
They were just fans they were fans at first, and then we hooked up. They wanted us to do one of their festivals, and KMG got sick.
Yeah.
And well, he was like, if you want to come out with us for our annual tour, let us know. I was just dropping a solo album, and I went out on a promo run with them. And then the promo run ended up being me on tour with them a whole tour. Yeah. Which was cool because they were fans, and, you know, they're good guys. They're real sharp businessmen. So we kind of gelled. You know, they're real serious businessmen. You know, I've been out with them at Tech Nine. They're more my pedigree for as businessmen. They handle business. Wow. You know, so, and
so,
they get it.
Yeah.
You know,
and so
the culture, they get the music.
So did you ever go to Psychopath?
I did a record with Psychopath. Me and Violent J did a record called Psychopathic Assassin. It was a comic book that we did. It was a storytelling album that we did where we told one story the whole album about this assassin, which I was the character as assassin as Code 187. Yeah. And he was birthed to be an assassin. And it comes with a comic book. It's pretty dope. It's called the Psychopathic. It's called Only Solution. Code 187, the Psychopathic Assassin. Yeah.
So you guys come out that, and then, you know, 2012, like mid 2012, KMG passes away.
In the summer. Yeah, in the summer. Of that.
How'd you take that?
Man, I'm still here. You know, I'm still trying to wake up.
Yeah.
You know, I still haven't woke up. You know, when you know, it's like, I tell people, it's like, you know, I'm not that old, but I'm not that young. But most of my life, I've been with these guys. Yeah. You know what I mean? From being a teenage kid, early teens, to being a grown man, I've been with these guys. Yep. You know, 40-something years, you know what I mean? Like my brother, you know what I mean? Like, it just took a piece of me. Wow. You know, and I haven't recovered. You know, I lost my dad the week I came home from prison. Highly influenced. I lost my uncle a year before I came home. Then a few years after I get home from prison, I lose my brother. So I haven't woke up. I haven't even came to grips that it happened, really, to be honest with you. Like, far as when you do something that, and I look at it like this. Like, I love to do music, and to meet somebody that's a friend of yours that loves the music as much as you, and you make this phenomenal career. You have this phenomenal career. He's your Batman to the Robin, the Tonto to the Lone Ranger, that kind of thing. How you think I feel, man? I don't have my left. Yeah. When I look to my left, you know how hard that is? When I've been looking to my left for 30 years, I won't say it killed me because he's not a brother like that. He want me to live on. He want me to do what I do and keep living. You know, we're all brothers like that. We don't, you know, we celebrated a great life together. So that part is wonderful, man. You know, I listen to records every day, every other day. Like, yeah, man, you with me, you know? Yo, this is Code 187, Above the Law in the building. And you know, you tuned in to UrbanCityTV.